Hello, everyone, and welcome out to our university education. Today, we're going to explore the history of the stock market. This is part of our equity program. As always, we want to remind you that everything we go through today is intended to be educational, instructive. This is not to be construed as personal investment advice. We are not your financial advisor. So, as we look at the early beginnings and the history of the stock market, you really need to go back a couple of centuries back to the 17th and 18th centuries, even, where the Dutch pioneered several of these financial innovations. In fact, the Dutch East India Company became the first one to both issue bonds and have shares of stock sold to the general public. So they kind of created the first market. As you look around the world now, there's virtually stock markets everywhere, even the emerging markets like Brazil, Russia, India, China, to the more developed markets like the US, Europe, and Japan. They all have their own financial markets, their own stock markets. And as you look at why we need markets, there's a few important reasons. One of those is that this is how companies can raise capital. So companies need capital to expand and to grow and to get into other areas, other sectors, other opportunities. This allows those businesses to publicly trade and to raise capital through debt markets and through issuance of stock. In addition, this is a way to provide liquidity for holders. So if I own stock, it's an easy way for me to sell and go to cash or convert my cash and buy into something else that seems more attractive to me. So there's liquidity that may not be there and available in other properties or other assets such as property. If I buy a house, there's a long time before I can cash it out. Even if it sells on the first day, well, there's still a process that it has to go through. With stock, I could literally sell and then liquidate that position with the click of a mouse. Now, as we look at the New York Stock Exchange or Wall Street, this is the largest exchange in the world. It's based on, which is based on the listed amount of companies, over $30 trillion worth of market capitalization for the companies that list on the NYSE. In order to list on the NYSE as a company, you'd have to have at least 400 shareholders that own more than 100 shares each, have at least 1.1 million shares of publicly traded stock, have a market value of public shares of at least 40 million, and the stock price would need to trade above $4 per share. And if you meet those requirements, you could actually list and trade on the NYSE. That's a little bit about the history of the stock market, how it was created, why we need it, and how it trades today on major exchanges such as the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. Hope you've enjoyed this video. We'll see you next time.